gather round. It's that time of year, the IshCon Toy Convention is finally here. From May 16th to the 18th, collectors and geeks, let's all take a leap. Oh, rejoice, rejoice, let the laughter flow at IshCon's Wonderland, where the good vibes grow. From vintage to modern, there's magic in the air. In this toy-filled paradise, we'll find treasures rare.
Say your Fight Club, we're repping the crew, battle on the floor. It's me and you, pose them up right, let the showdown begin. Welcome to Figure Fight Club, where collectors come to play. Discussions from Valorverse to hot toys shape our collective way. Pour a drink for yourself, collect your thoughts. Join us on this journey in action-packed talks. Join the club, the fight is on. Action figures shine like a break.
What's up? Welcome to Figure Fight Club Lounge.
What up, what up?
This is, I think this will be the last pre-recorded show for a little while.
Yep.
I'll be back from India tomorrow, technically, hopefully.
Yeah, when you're seeing this, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be back tomorrow. But tonight,
by now your stomach's bubbling with street food.
dude, I don't even know what's gonna happen to me. I'm not looking forward to it though. But tonight we have a guest, so let's go ahead and bring him out. What's up?
What up?
Everyone, meet Seth Bayer.
Excited to be in the lounge.
Thank you very much for joining us. The lounge is our pre-recorded show. This is where we normally do lives on Friday nights, and that's our main show. But since I'll be heading over to India for 2 weeks, we're recording stuff. Yeah,
Cool.
But thank you for being on.
Nope, I appreciate the invite. We had the pleasure of running into each other at Toylanta, and a lot of running around between everybody. So it was cool just for us to get to chat for like a couple of minutes. But
Yes.
yeah, man, and that show is like one of the busiest shows because we're all running around. We're all trying to film. There's always like a mass gathering of YouTubers and all kinds of podcasters and all kinds of creatures come out. So it's like we're all just trying to soak it in, try to catch up and talk with each other, and and again the figures itself, man. There's just so much to take in, and between filming and trying to pay attention to everything, it's a lot. It's a lot.
I saw your you just released the video one for Toylanta, or day one, or video one.
I put part one up on Tuesday, and then I actually just dropped part two today.
You dropped it today? Okay, that'll be something I'll check out then.
So a lot of sleepless nights of editing and just trying to get everything done, and just always on the go.
Oh man, see, I hate editing. That's like my pet peeve. I hate it so much.
When you've been doing it as long as I've been doing it, you kind of almost have it down to a science at some point.
Gotcha.
So it's like
that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, so before we jump into your background and your history with action figures and toys and collecting in general, let's kind of start with pickups. Do you guys have any pickups?
You guys are more than welcome to go first. I mean, yeah.
Brandon, you want to go first?
Sure. I have one box set, and man, so when you buy this box set, you're only buying it for one figure because the other figure is a piece of trash. And it was on sale for like $20, so $10 a figure. Why not? It's the 2-pack Marvel Legend. The what is his name?
I don't know.
These guys. But
no idea.
You're getting it for this guy. You are not getting it for this piece of garbage. This better be the last Bucky cap ever. I know this came out last year, but I'm probably just gonna throw this in the garbage.
I have a question, Brandon. I have a big question here. So hold the other guy up. Who is he?
I'll tell you. I have the box right here.
I don't think I've ever seen those before.
Do you collect Legends as well?
Duh! It's Hyperion, of course.
Oh.
Yeah,
I've got look at the box.
Yeah, I used to go hard on Marvel, but not as much as I used to. But yeah, no, I've got some Legends and some stuff like that.
Gotcha. We'll just jump into your collection as well. But so you didn't know his name when you just showed
no,
it.
I knew it when I bought it. And I knew who he was. I drew a blank.
It's like I got this figure. I wanted it.
Yeah.
Well,
so if you guys remember, Hyperion, he was his own mold, and everything was on the Hyperion body for a while. Remember, he had the chest that kind of stuck out, like Gladiator.
Gladiator, okay, I remember that one. Okay.
So many figures were on the Hyperion book, so they finally gave him a unique body. Now, some bullshit right there. Some pins. That's some bullshit. But they did something new. If you guys remember, this whole torso piece is like a unibody, and it rocks side to side underneath it. So it's kind of an interesting technique they did for Hyperion. So that's pretty cool. But you need Hyperion, but again, this freaking draw 4 card piece of crap is, I mean, yeah, he's a character. He serves a purpose. I'll probably put him on the shelf in the back, but
for now,
for now, he's over there. Okay. But yeah, that's what I got.
All right, Seth, I'll let you go last. Actually, I'll go next because mine's going to be quick. And since this is a pre-recorded video, I'm going to keep saying that because last time we played a pre-record, everyone thought it was live. My buddy J-Mac hooked me up, and I got a lot of Action Force figures from him through a trade. He gave me that Praetorian, and this is the Bone Collector 1.0. Sorry for all the the lights. He gave me a Steel Brigade female.
Good one. And
I got this Swarm Horde deluxe pack. I gave mine away. We're sending some figures of Action Force figures to a guy, a collector in Colombia, who doesn't get Valorverse figures there. Yeah. So I donated mine over there to that guy. His name is Densense. Good guy, nice guy. He threw in some the female builder bodies with the special heads, I guess, for the females. And I mean, he's just got a bunch of random stuff in here, to be honest with you. But he also threw in those what Zolocon exclusive heads. 3 of those
that's
heads.
Crazy.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, that's then I guess I took my entire box from Toylanta upstairs, but this little cat is hanging out in my office with me, so I got that. That's from the Cyberzoic Smilodon from what's their names?
Yeah, the Beast of the Mesozoic.
Yes, Beast of the Mesozoic. Creative Beast Studios. Yeah. That's right.
Does that jaw articulate?
No, it has a different head scan. That
like a closed mouth.
Yeah, like a closed.
Well, that's cool.
And then you have the open mouth one. Yeah.
But it looks very articulated in the rest of the body.
Yeah, I actually enjoy it. The articulation. I wish it spread out a little bit more on the sides, but it's still good though. It's still a nice looking figure.
Yeah, it's a nice big cat.
Yeah, and it'll look great on the shelf with. I'm a big fan of like barbarians and gladiators and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's gonna go really well.
I might have to get that for sure.
I recommend it. It's a great figure. I have one in black too, which is awesome.
How much was it?
65. $65, yeah. Well, that's not that bad compared.
I mean, you're basically buying like a Build-A-Figure kinda if you want to like Zabu.
Yeah, pretty much. He comes with just
justify it in your head, and you'll sleep good at night.
He comes with like different paws too. Like you have like the attack paws and then the non-attack paws where the nails are. That's non-attack, and then you have the attack ones where the nails are out.
Yeah.
So
but open some letters.
Exactly. So it's a little fun. I think everything else I took upstairs already. So Seth, your turn, man.
Yeah, man. So we're just basically gonna go over what I grabbed on my way up to Toylanta. We drove because I'm in South Florida, so we drove up. We stopped at a random Target in the middle of Jacksonville and actually found the Holothon stuff.
Oh wow!
Like in the middle of nowhere. So I have the.
They sold it.
I do have the shredder.
That's a good.
Very
shredder.
Cool.
Yeah, which is cool.
That's cool.
Then I got the I got the Pee. I also have the Pee-wee too.
I actually want that.
Ooh.
Yeah. Here, let me.
I want the Pee-wee. But someone told me, I think yesterday, someone told me to wait to get the Pee-wee because they're gonna release it again with the bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do want that Pee-wee.
Damn,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get that.
Now I did grab a account.
Oh,
because I did grab account, but I wound up giving it to Jeremy from Mythic Legions.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Jeremy's a good dude. I've met him a bunch of times already, and he was like, oh, because we were all hanging out at the Dub's house on Thursday night, and he was looking for one. So I was like, I'll just give him the one out of my out of what I got. So I wound up giving it to him, and he was like, oh, what do I owe you? I was like, your friendship, man. I'm like, we're good. Don't worry about it. If you want to just happen to send the dragon my way, we're good.
Yeah, no big deal.
But yeah, so I did get the count, but I gave it to Jeremy. But yeah, I mean, I was shocked to just again, we were in the middle of Florida, in the middle of nowhere, and the holothon stuff was just sitting there. Now they didn't have the Mirage 4-pack, and then they didn't have the other Cartoon Turtle 2-packs, which was weird. So, but they had everything else. But
so maybe maybe they didn't get it all. It's possible.
Possibly. I think that seems to be the reoccurring theme because a lot of people are saying that. So,
okay.
Well, I think they do that thing now where they try to spread it over like a couple days or something, or a week or so. But what they end up doing is they load it all at once, and if you want everything, you're gonna drop like $700. Like
listen, I didn't even get to Toylanta, and I was already spending more money than I wanted to spend. So it was.
No, I get that. I mean, is there any more you're gonna show off?
I mean, you know what? Yeah, you're probably by the time I put this video up, you're probably already gonna probably not have that up. So, I went to Toy Federation and I wound up grabbing the box is not mint, but it's complete, never opened. The stickers are still in here. It's the RoboCop Kenner because I collect the RoboCop stuff. So I wound up grabbing this. Yeah, while I was at Toy Federation, it was really cool. They gave me Ryan's a nice guy, gave me the full grand tour of the store. Also took me in the stock room, let me look around the stock room and everything, and then also showed me the new expansion that they're doing at the store. Now he didn't let me film the expansion because that's for them to reveal, but he did show it to me, and they've got some. That store was pretty epic. It definitely lives up to the reputation. So
that's what's up.
They always have good stuff.
Yeah, they always do. Every con, and then I haven't been to the store yet. I don't think.
I haven't been to the store.
Yeah, but I did go to Retro Toy Con, which was fun.
Highly recommend it if you have the opportunity to go check out the store. You'll be very pleasantly surprised about how well organized the store is, how it's very well curated. Everything is grouped together. So if you're looking for Transformers, all the Transformers stuff is in the exact spot. If you're looking for Legends, all the Legends in the same spot. He grouped everything together perfectly, and it's a nice flow going around the store. So
yeah,
that's cool. Okay,
yeah,
that's awesome. They're good guys. I mean, I've talked to them at a lot of different cons, and they've always been nice.
Yeah,
and very talkative with you. So it's always nice to have.
Well, Ryan's a collector himself, so I mean, he gets it. He's he knows the collector mentality. So when you're surrounded by like-minded people, it's easy to have good conversation and good rapport with people. So
yeah, I agree completely. All right, I'm gonna bring us back down. So the next segment now we're gonna jump into is all about you, Seth.
You sure you want to do that?
Yes. I came up with a bunch of questions.
I'm interested to hear them all.
So I guess let's just start from collecting, right? I mean, we all have this crazy need to buy action figures and toys. So when did it start for you? How long have you been collecting for?
I mean, it depends. I mean, do you want to dive like hardcore back into like early childhood, or do you want to like fast forward and jump into as an adult? I mean,
as an adult,
from the beginning.
If you want to go from the beginning, if that kind of helps justify the story.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know how old
is a different. Yeah, right. Everyone has a different origin.
I don't know how old you guys. I don't know how old you guys are. I'm 42. I don't know.
I'm only 24.
No, he's
Okay,
like
no, I'm
36,
not.
36, 37. I'm 40.
Okay, so we're all around the same same age. So being a kid of the 80s, being a kid of the 80s and all that stuff. Like I'm a big Stallone, Schwarzenegger. I love RoboCop. All that stuff was my jam. Playing video games, collecting comics, trading cards. Even in moving into the 90s with the X-Men and the Power Rangers and all that stuff. So it's like I was always into that stuff as a kid, and then obviously we all grow up at some point, and we kind of take a break from everything. So we shifting gears, going from middle school to high school to college, getting married, having kids, all that stuff. So we can just fast forward to all that stuff. So it was fought, because I haven't collected in God knows how long. And then one year for Father's Day, my wife with my kids bought me because I'm a huge wrestling guy. I love pro wrestling. I've always been a huge pro wrestling guy. Nice. My wife bought me a Funko Pop of Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
So I'm like, this is cool. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, let me see what other licenses and what other characters they have. So 800 pops later, I was
into too.
Yeah,
I was
800 pops.
Yeah, I had about like 800 pops at one point, and I had a lot of high end stuff. Yeah. And at that point, I was already doing YouTube. I was already doing YouTube on another channel that me and my buddy George shared. It was MCE. So we had we were doing that. And he was like, "Oh, why don't you come on and just do Funko stuff?" So like I came on and like I started doing Funko news, and then somebody was like, "Oh, you got to quit doing the news. That shit's boring as hell." He's like, "Why don't you go into the pop hunts? The pop hunts is where it's at." So then I started filming pop hunts, and then led to the cons and all the other stuff, and that's how I've met everybody, and doing YouTube and everything. And then eventually I got tired of Funko because you can either do two things: you either take it out of the box or you keep it in the box. And at some point you got to face reality. Like, what are we doing here? So I slowly made the transition out of Funko into the action figure realm. And when I say slowly transitioning, I basically sold off all my pops and just started buying hot toys like a motherfucker. So before I knew it, I was like 80 hot toys deep. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. I was buying like 2 or 3 hot toys a video. I mean, it was bad.
Wow.
It was bad.
So you did hot toys before, like
1/12 scale
figures?
I was doing a mix of both, but at the time, I was going pretty hard on hot toys.
Because that's usually reverse. Like people like work up to hot toys typically, or unless you just go full hot toy.
Again, I was bouncing back and forth between everything, but I found myself purchasing more hot toys than 12 scale, than 12 scale stuff. So I started doing that, and then I started buying other figures, and then again, I have just like a hodgepodge of, Turtles, Marvel, G.I. Joe Classified, just a hodgepodge of things. And then at some point you got to sit down and you're going to be like, all right, well, where are we at with our collection? What are we doing? What's the end game for the collection? So I basically narrowed it down to an exact science now of what I buy. So now it's anything WWE as far as it. I only buy the ultimate editions.
Okay.
Or any basic or elite or ultimate that come out of CM Punk.
So a big fan.
Yeah. Oh, I'm diehard Punk fan. And then as far as like all the other stuff goes, I'm a big fan of Michael Keaton as Batman. So anything I could get my hands on Michael Keaton Batman, I snag. I have Ghostbusters stuff. I do all the cosmic. I don't do the mythics, but I do cosmic. But I do the cosmics. I have all the cosmic legions.
Nice,
I do anything RoboCop, anything Rambo, anything Terminator, anything basically Stallone, Schwarzenegger. I have the cartoon NECA Turtles. I have the movie Turtles. Anything John Wick or Blade. I go,
pretty much get it.
I go with anything Rocky. Anything Rocky related, I get my hands on. So
that's cool.
So that's basically where I'm at. So like I've narrowed it down to a science now. So it's not like I was just running to the stores and just buying random shit just for the sake of buying it for video, for videos and for content. Now I'm a little bit more tame and a little bit more reserved in what I'm buying. So,
but do you still buy Hot Toys?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have, dude. I've got the Michael Keaton flashback right here. I still have to open. I bought a hot toy at the Toylanta from Toy Federation that I got to open up. I've got shit here that's on camp. Like here, I have this that I still have to open up, the Barney Ross from the Expendables 2.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I bought that at MegaCon. So I still have to. Oh, dude, I've got like a whole pile over here off camera of stuff that I have yet to open and get to, and it's like I always look at myself and I'm like, all right, today's the day, and then
nope.
I'm lying on the couch, and then after that I just have no motivation to get up and do anything. So it's like,
man,
it is nice to savor it, because you know how it goes. You open it, you go, put it on the shelf next. So it's.
Listen, I have to. This has been out for 2 years already. This has been out for 2 years, and I still have it sitting in the thing. I still haven't even opened it yet.
That's savoring a little too much.
I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
So I think was it at IshCon last year is when I started Hot Toys.
That is a dangerous slippery slope.
I know, because I think I own like 15 or 16 of them today.
Yeah, I went pretty fast too. I think I'm literally at like 30, and it. Mm-hmm. It went kind of quick. I've tapered off quite a bit, but like I still want. There's so many more I want. Like it's
the most I ever spent on a hot toy was when I bought the Hulkbuster.
Oh Jesus!
And I bought the deluxe one too, and I spent I think it was like $1,200 at the time.
Oh wow!
And
that's gigantic. I
remember. I bought it for a video. Mm-hmm. And like after I bought it, me and my buddy George and OG Geek, we were walking out of the shop, and they're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like so sick to my stomach right now that I spent $1,200, and I'm like, I don't even know how I'm gonna get this thing in the front door past my wife without even her saying anything. So it's like, and I remember too, it's like I walked in the door with it, and the box was so big, and she's like, "What the fuck is in that box?" I'm like, give me a couple of days and you'll see it. So it's like
I got to figure out what I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, I had to get it into the room. I had
buy
to
some flowers and a dress and like.
Yeah, it was just a hot mess. But and then the other one that I had to sneak into the room too was the when they just re-released the '89 Batmobile. I bought that. I bought that, and I had to sneak that in, and that thing came in a massive box too.
That's gigantic, though. Like you can't even hide that.
Yeah.
There's no hiding that. Yeah.
Nope. She goes, what did you? She goes, what did you need that for? I was like, it's Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Give you a dirty look.
I was like, do we need to have this conversation? I'm like, we have this conversation. We at least have the conversation about me buying stuff at least once a week.
Oh wow! Okay,
and it seems to be it always falls out on a Saturday because that's like usually when I go out and I film my hunts and everything. Mm-hmm, I go out, I go out all day Saturday, and then I come home with like shopping bags, and she's like, "What's in the bags?" And I'm like, "None of your damn business." Yeah.
So, but does your wife enable you to buy stuff or?
Oh, she collects herself. She just likes to give me a fucking hard time. I mean, that's just the way. That's every wife's job. Is just to give us wife's job is just to give us a fucking hard time. I mean, but it's funny though because I give her shit about the stuff she collects. Like she's big into like music. She's big into like music and she likes Supernatural. Supernatural's her show. Yeah. But she also is a big fan of New Kids on the Block. So. Okay. So like I've gone to like retro toy shows and stuff like that, and I've found like the New Kids dolls and stuff like that from like the 80s and the 90s, and I've brought them home for her, and she's like, "Why did you spend the money on this?" And I look at her and I'm like, "Fuck you!" I'm like, "I'm trying to give you a nice gesture here, bringing you home something. I was thinking about you." And then you're giving me shit about spending money on.
So my wife is really into Gilmore Girls, and NECA had released those Gilmore Girl figures.
I remember that, yeah.
And I was gonna like buy it for her, but I was like, man, she doesn't like figures. Then I just went up to her. I was like, hey, I know you're in love with Gilmore Girls. Can I buy you these figures? And she was like, no. I don't need it. I was like, all right, I don't want to spend the money anyway. So
yeah. It's like fine. It's like more money for me to spend. Have at it.
Exactly. I was like, I'm not going to argue with you. But you're the first person I've heard ever to say that you started in collecting with pops.
Really? That I'm surprised because the pop game was so big, so big.
I know.
When I first got onto YouTube and started doing YouTube, like every fucking video that was coming out was like a pop video. Maybe that could have just been my feed because that's what I was watching at the time. But yeah, man. I mean, everything was Funko, and it's like, and then it's funny too because it's like you get to a certain point, and then next thing you know, like every other day, like a different Funko channel was just, popping up, and it's like, okay, born. I guess everybody's following suit. So, it is what it is.
I mean, for a long time, the Funko Pops were very popular, though.
I mean, I still, they're still pop. I mean, listen, they're still popular for what it. Listen, it's a $9 piece of crap. That's what it basically is, and I can say that comfortably now. It's a $9 piece of crap that it's a cheap, inexpensive collectible for people that can't afford. Higher end collectibles. It's a you know what, best way to describe it. It's like a gateway. It's like the gateway drug for collecting. It really is. It's a starting point. It's a starting point for collectors. That's the best way to say it. And either you'll stick with it, or you'll evolve like most people do. So
that's very true.
Well, it spans across so many genres and properties, and I think I had like 300 or 400 of them, and I was collecting before pops. But like, I remember I had a rule, like, don't buy a pop if I already have the figure. And I was sticking with that. So I had like Bob Ross, Deadpool, and a bunch of like stuff they don't make, different properties, like TV shows, movies. Right. But then like the pops started getting really cool. And then I was getting like Spider-Man and like all the villains and DC pops. And I'm like, and then I had every pop I had a figure of. And then just one day I just like was like, what am I doing? Yeah. And
everybody.
I dumped them all, and then I bought more figs. Yeah.
So that's interesting to me as well, because you were already collecting figures, then you went into the pop game.
Because they were everywhere, and like I said, they had stuff that wasn't in figure form, and I thought I could manage it. I just wanted little like desk trinkets because I used to open them all.
Listen, I'm a big movie guy. I love all types of movies.
Desk trinkets too.
Nice. Yeah. I love movies, and they don't really make a lot of movie action figures. Yeah, so I guess that's where Funko really came into play with the intellectual properties that they got. You don't see a Teen Wolf figure, going around anywhere. You don't see like Breakfast Club figure. Again, I'm just naming off movies from like the 80s. You don't see Ferris Bueller Day Off figures. Like if they made figures of that shit, then I'd be in it. But they don't. But they don't. So that's where Funko comes into play, because they grab these intellectual properties that they know that there's no collectibles on the market of it, and people are gonna like just go right after it. So I mean, it's a smart business plan. It's just that eventually everybody reaches a point with their Funko collection where they're like, what am I doing here? Am I a box collector or am I just collecting little tiny mini figurines that just don't serve any purpose or do anything?
The other problem too is a lot of the ones you open, half of them don't like stand up for shit.
No, they don't.
Yeah, aren't they on the stand?
Some of them come with a stand, and some of them don't. Yeah.
Oh.
But a lot of them, even on the stands, like they just in one topples, they all topple, and like the heads go flying off, and like it's.
I own like 3 or 4 Funko Pops. They're just deep, like some buried somewhere in my shelf. I have no idea.
And that's where they'll stay.
I think I have like 4. Yeah, I have like 4 left that are really cool that I kept. I kept Blunt Man and Chronic because
nice. That's a good one.
Yeah, and then I have a signed Green Ranger from JDF. You gotta keep cool. That one.
Yeah,
and then like one other one random. Oh, I like Johnny Rico. I kept that. That's
cool. I do. So full disclosure, I do have 4 still in my possession. I have a CM Punk one, and then I have a an Apollo Creed, and two Rockies. But that's about it. And
okay.
I refuse to give Funko any more of my money. So
Yeah.
It's funny that it's just funny that like you're so hardcore into Funko, because again, like I didn't know a lot of collecting. Like I got into the collecting game around 2016, and like I was in like my first figure as an adult collector was an Eddie Guerrero Elite.
that's dope. Yeah,
And I got hardcore into wrestling, and so I mean I was always into wrestling, but I was introduced to wrestling figures, and which is what kind of started the madness of collecting. But that was my first Elite. But like even I couldn't find an Eddie Guerrero pump. I mean, I would buy one honestly if it was a.
I think they've put him out. They have Eddie with the I think they put him out with the
right?
top ride, with the low rider,
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
See, I would get that in a way just to put on the shelf, but I don't have room on my Eddie shelf anymore.
Is it safe to say that Eddie's your guy?
Yeah, he's my favorite wrestler. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it made sense. Like, because I think someone asked me recently, what would be one figure if your house was on fire? You could grab one figure. I was like, I'll probably grab the Eddie Guerrero, just because it's not worth anything. It's not that expensive, but I would grab that just because that was my first figure in my collection.
That's a tough question.
Yeah.
That is an extremely tough question, because I've got some stuff, and it's like, am I allowed to grab one, or can I just like scoop all up and then just run out of the house with them all?
It was just one figure. That's it.
See, what you should do economically is grab all your expensive stuff, so it's cheaper to rebuy everything that perishes, because that would be smarter. I'd grab all the hot toys I could. That's what I would grab.
Mine are like deep in my closet, literally in my master closet. They're all like lined up at the top shelf, unopened.
Yeah, there's two or three figures that specifically come to mind with that. So, I met Undertaker at MegaCon a couple of years ago, and I got him to sign the Ultimate Edition figure, and then I sent it off to CAS, and I had it encased, and then last year I went to CollectorCon in Orlando, and Chuck Norris was there signing autographs. So I bought a mint on card Chuck Norris Karate Commando action figure. I had him sign that, and then I sent that off to CAS and had that encased. So it's like, and then I'd probably grab all my CM Punk stuff. Everything else I can care less. I'd grab all my Punk stuff and run out the door.
That's awesome. Okay.
I'm not going to grab shit. I'm going to stay put. Fire extinguisher and hose in hand and fight it off.
Yeah, if I'm going down, I'm going down with my collection.
Exactly. That's so funny. So you while we were talking, you've answered some of my questions where, what kind of started you down that path of collecting, and then what you like collecting. So you've already answered a lot of those.
Oh, good.
And we'll jump into it. I knew. Go ahead.
I was going to say, to kind of round that off, do you remember from when you sold all your Funkos? I know you said you got Hot Toys. Do you remember kind of what the first figs you bought that were like 1/12 scale?
Oh yeah. I did start buying some like Spider-Man Legends. I remember buying some of those. As far as the Hot Toys go, one of the first Hot Toys I bought was I bought the first Hot Toy I bought, actually. I remember that. I bought it at a convention. It was the Captain America from Infinity War.
Okay.
Because I'm also a huge Captain America guy. I got a tattoo of Captain America on my on my arm. That's my guy. So yeah, I got a lot of Captain America stuff too. So
I saw behind you. You have a shield, a Captain America shield, right?
Yep.
I saw it. Yeah.
Right there on the wall. So that's my guy. So so I anything just like CM Punk, like anything that comes out Captain America, I snag and get my hands on.
So CM Punk, just kind of curious about that. We'll probably deep dive into wrestling too later. I guess what makes you a big fan of CM Punk? Like, when did you start being his fan?
Oh, back during the Ring of Honor,
Ring of Honor days,
when he was doing Ring of Honor, when he had that little bit of a stint in TNA, and then eventually when he made his way over into WWE and was doing the whole ECW thing with WWE over there and everything. But you know what draws me to him and it's kind of how I base my my channel. I mean, the guy literally just has no filter. And he says what he says what he wants. He does what he wants. And there are very few people in the world this day that are very outspoken and willing to speak up for what they feel, what they believe. So it's like that's why I gravitate to that, because I'm the same way. If I got a problem with you, I'm gonna fucking tell you I got a problem with you. And just like. And if I got something to say, trust me, YouTube is the perfect place for me to say it. I've always, I guess, taken part of his gimmick, where I've come out and I've always told people, like, I'm the voice of the voiceless. I say the shit on YouTube that a lot of people are afraid to say. I have no problem calling people out, which I rarely don't do, but like I will have no problem calling people out and throwing people to the wind and all that stuff. And it's like, I want to be my most authentic self. And that's why I gravitate to him, because he's just what you see on camera is the way he is off camera. So what you see is what you get. And that's, and anybody that's watched my videos, anybody that's met me over the years can contest. What you see is what you get. And I take a lot of pride. I take a lot of pride in that. And I think that's why, I have the following that I have, and when I get the respect from followers and also my peers that I get, because they know I'm a genuine person. I'm not just some fake piece of shit doing it for follows and likes and subscribers and all that shit. So I don't.
It's very important to be genuine and being yourself. That's really I remember where our channel is. We're 4 months? Yeah, 4 months in. We've had a really good growth so far.
That's good, man.
And it's been great with the viewership and the subscribers, and we have like a little crew already building up, which is really nice.
That's awesome.
And a lot of the advice I've received was just be yourself.
I mean, listen, too many people go into YouTube thinking that, I'm going to put out one video and I'm going to get that instant hit.
No.
Nah, man, it's a fucking grind. Yeah. I've been doing this shit since 2017. It's a fucking grind. Yeah. And the other thing too is that people think, I'm going to put out these videos, I'm going to get views, I'm going to get companies that are going to reach out to me and pay me and send me. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. People just think, I'm going to be on YouTube, shit's automatically going to happen. No, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, not at all.
And you will come to find out over time, being your authentic self and being honest with your content and the content you put out, and if you guys do figure reviews and stuff like that, and being honest with your figure reviews, you'll get respect amongst your peer and the community. But because you're so brutally honest, companies won't even give you the time of day.
I don't like doing. I tried figure reviews on the channel. I wasn't good at it, honestly speaking.
So I do figure reviews, but I do it when it's something that I'm excited about. I'm not just going to put out a review on I got this figure before everyone else, so let me go ahead and put the figure up so I can do a review on it and get the view, get the views before anyone else does. People got to understand, like, and I learned this the hard way, especially with the toy hunts and everything. I used to think that people used to watch me because I was spending so much money. Because people were like, what is he going to spend his money on this week? Like, that's what I always thought. It was wrong. I was so wrong for the longest time, because it turned out that people just liked my personality. They liked who I am. As long as you got a personality and not of a wet, dry mop, then people are gonna gravitate to you because of your personality. Again, and like I said before we went live, it's like surrounding yourself with like-minded people.
Yeah, 100%. No, that's really a big part of it. I mean, especially like Toylanta, it was a lot of fun, like walking around with a bunch of people, chit chatting about
Yeah.
toys, and like it was. I mean, I network a lot there in those type of opportunities, so it was a fun networking event, talking about toys,
Yeah.
looking at toys, buying toys. It was fun. It was definitely fun. I agree with everything you're saying, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
listen, I feel so I feel so out of place sometimes, you know, because like people always tell me like, oh, you should make merch or you should make stickers and hand them out at the con. I just don't. That's just not me. I've never been like that. You know, like even I was actually at New York. I do New York Comic Con almost every year. Every year
we're trying to go this year.
Yeah, every year I do New York Comic Con just about. And this past year I actually got out of my comfort zone and did something different. And I made business cards for the channel with my name on it and all my information. And I went around to some of the booths and just kind of, handed them out and see what happened. Now, did I hear anything back? No, but you know what? I gave it a shot. I didn't hear anything. So now I know, like, okay, fuck it. I'm just going to go and do, and just to continue to do me. And if people want to do something with me, great. If you don't, fuck you. You don't know what you're missing out on. So,
that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, it's it. It's their loss, not mine.
Exactly.
I will say I'm a whore for merch. I like merch, but I like designing. I like designing the merch, and if somebody wants to wear it, cool. If not, no big deal. I just like that it exists. If I put a lot,
we have stickers. We definitely have stickers,
and that's cool. Listen, and that's cool that you guys do that. If that stuff works for you, perfect.
Oh, people love the stickers. Everyone's always asked. I always forget. Like I ship out a lot of packages because we give away a lot of shit on our show, like way too much. But I always forget to put stickers in the boxes. And then there'll be that one time I'll remember, like, oh yeah, put a sticker in. And then that guy was gonna be like, I got a sticker. And then everyone
else is like, where the F's my sticker?
Where's my sticker?
Yeah, you're opening up Pandora's box at that point. But I even went ahead and made a hoodie. And I did that right before I actually announced that I made the hoodie at New York Comic Con. I haven't fucking sold a single one.
Oh,
so again, it's like and maybe it's because I'm not putting enough effort into it, maybe, but people always asking, oh, when are you going to put out merch? I put out merch. Guess what? Nobody fucking buys it. That's why I don't do that shit. That's why I don't waste my time with it.
People have.
Sometimes I'll just put it out for myself. I'll just make it on Teespring and like, hey, I got a cool shirt.
That's
for
what
me.
I did.
Like,
that's what I did. I made the hoodie. I made the hoodie for myself. And and when I go out of town or I go to areas that it's cold, I fucking wear it.
Yeah. We have been requested to put out shirts and like T-shirts and stuff like that. So I need to do it eventually. I've been a little lazy about it, but I'll be stuck in a plane for. Like a day. So
got plenty of time then.
I even asked my wife earlier. I was like, "Hey, we're gonna have Wi-Fi, right?" She was like, "Why?" And she's like, "You're gonna do that YouTube shit again?" I was like,
"You're like, I gotta work, honey. I got content to put out."
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, she hates it. It's so great.
Mine does too. We're in the same boat. So don't sweat it.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not.
This reminds me. I ordered a 3POA hoodie. Like,
dude, the 3PO
is 3 months ago, and it's still like being made.
I think Ryan said the same thing.
Yeah,
so
what I
told Ryan was because I have a 3POA shirt, and I canceled my order within like 2 months of waiting. I was like, don't worry about it, just cancel, give me a refund. They refunded me. Then like another month later, the shirt showed up.
Nice.
So I was like, great.
It's just stupid because it was cold out when I ordered it, and when I finally get it, it's gonna be like summer. And I'm like, okay.
Well, I guess good news is you're ready. You're ready for winter.
Yeah. But I mean, the service is nice. I mean, it's made to order, and you only have to sell one, and they'll make it. It just takes forever to get it.
So the one that Bobby Vala from Action Force Valaverse, the one he switched to, within like a week, I got it at my door. It was great. It was very quick. I bought some of the shirts.
Yeah, we need to find a different company that can deliver faster. But the beauty of it is you don't have to put any money into it. That's the beauty of like
Right. It's made, like you said, it's made to order. It's perfect. If somebody wants to click on and buy it, they take care of the whole thing. All your only job is just to post a link and promote it. That's it.
Well, because back in the day, you had to meet a minimum order quantity, and if it didn't hit like 20 or 30, it wouldn't get made. But now it's
it's one off. Yeah, one off.
Yeah, that's probably why they're so behind, because everybody's like, I want to make a shirt. Like, so it takes forever to. Yeah.
Now I wanted to touch. I do have questions about YouTube too, because then you become a superstar. But before we jump into YouTube, I wanted to finish the toy stuff. Right.
Sure.
Is there any lines you dislike? We talked about the ones that you like, but is there any that you dislike?
I am not a big fan of anime. I don't understand it. Don't care for it. If you guys do, I'm sorry if I'm hurting people's feelings.
I was like that too. I'm new. I only watch like 5 shows, but it is growing on me, the ones I watch.
I have no interest in it. You know, I mean, I wouldn't say there are tour lines that I hate. I just wish that they would I guess more these companies would get their shit together and actually maybe take like a census of like what IPs people are actually like interested in. You know, and the other thing is like, I wish that they would start putting out, like a lot of these companies would start putting out lesser known characters. Like how many fucking how many fucking Spider-Mans and Wolverines do I need? I mean, you know, like start putting out like some of the lesser known, you know, superheroes that people don't know about, or, you know, just something different, just to bring a different, you know, group of people in, you know, because there are your diehard comic book readers that know all these other alternative characters and everything, and, you know, they're like, hey, well, I would buy a figure if they made this character.
Well, but you know, just to for argument's sake, on the other side of like the business side of things, right? It's about supply and demand, right? So Wolverines and Spider-Man, they're very, very popular character. It's a very popular character. They know it's gonna likely sell.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, but when you release like you know, Tom Jones or something, just a random like B-side character, they don't know. It's a big question mark, right? They're like, hey, is this going to sit around? Like, or is there like a market
and hardcore fans will get the oddball characters, because to Marvel's credit, the Hasbro's credit, they have put out the most obscure figures that they've ever put out. But a lot of them, you know, once the initial diehard wave passes through and buys them all up, the rest of them just sit and like. They'll go to Ollie's. They'll go to wherever.
Yeah, then again, most Hasbro goes to Ollie's nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah. They go to Ross. They go to Ollie's. You know, but like the other thing too, like NECA, for instance, NECA puts out a lot of really cool like movie related stuff. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I would love for them to just start dropping other stuff. Like I would love a John McClane from Die Hard. You know, I would go crazy if they did that. You know, if they went and put out like, you know, if they put out like Cobra, like a Stallone from Cobra, you know, they put out actual, like, now I have the old Mattel Demolition Man figures from like the you know, from the 90s that Mattel made. But I would love if NECA made a demolition, you know, like you made a Stallone, or you made a Wesley Snipes.
That would be actually pretty dope.
There's IPs out there that no one's really touched on, and I think NECA has the best capabilities of being able to produce a figure that would make people happy, you know. And again, even Hot Toys is putting out movie stuff. How come they don't have, you know, like a Die Hard or, you know, or Demolition Man or anything like that? It's just, you know, I know I'm being specific because that's just the stuff that I collect and I'm into, but again, I'm not the only one. I know there's more people out there in the world that would grab those figures if they
in a heartbeat buy a Wesley Snipes you know, figure from Demolition Man.
I can see they're changing too. They're starting to play it safe with just like mega star characters, but you're getting like the same ones over and over. They keep doing Iron Man, they keep doing Spider-Mans, which I mean, to be fair, I do love the Hot Toy Spider-Mans. They look nice.
They're awesome. Again, they're awesome. And Hot Toys always kills it with the unmasked portraits, like the Tom Holland and the Tobey Maguire and the Andrew Garfield. They crush they crush. I think there's been like less than a handful of times that I haven't been exactly happy with a portrait that Hot Toys has done. That's how pretty accurate they are for the most part. But it's just like, I wish there was just other things coming out that would intrigue people's interest and generate people's interest rather than the same old stuff. Like, I get it. They're because of whatever license agreement they have with Marvel, like every year they're slated to put out X amount of Spider-Mans or X amount of Wolverines. Like, I get that from a business aspect, but again, how many yellow and brown suit Wolverines do I really need? And I kind of like what they're doing now with that Maximum series.
Really?
Because, and I'll explain why. And you collect wrestling figures, so you'll understand my logic when I tell you this.
Right now, chat's flipping out.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Again, that's fine. I always go against the grain, man. That's just how.
I pre-ordered 2 Spider-Man,
so here's the thought process on that. It's basic. I look at it as, I can buy a basic, I could buy an elite, or I could buy an ultimate. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
The ultimate edition is supposed to be the creme de la creme of the figure.
Of the line, of all the wrestling figures.
Has the best articulation, the best head sculpts, the best accessories. It's the best representation of that figure that they can put out. That's how I'm interpreting with the Maximum the line. The Spider-Man, I actually had the Spider-Man in hand because we were hanging out. I was hanging out with Big Dub and D Amazing, and I was hanging out.
Yeah, I know D Amazing. Yeah.
And he brought the Spider-Man, and he was showing me the Spider-Man, and I was had it in my hands. I was messing with the articulation. Listen, it is definitely something that is very on par with a Mezco or a Mafex as far as articulation goes, and for it to be less expensive than a Mezco or a Mafex, I'm all for it.
Did the plastic feel like a regular Marvel Legend, or did it feel different?
No, it felt different. It felt like a
superior.
Again, and like I said, it's the Maximum line is basically their version of an Ultimate Edition.
I mean, but even like the Ultimate Edition, the plastics are the same, right? They're not different plastics. It's the same plastic.
I don't know. Well, the plastic might be the same, but the articulation is way.
Yeah, well, the articulation is a lot better in the Ultimate than.
But the paint app on it, everything, like the Spider-Man figure was great. And again, listen, you're gonna get your purists, you're gonna get your haters, you know what? Until you actually have the figure in your hand, don't judge. Don't judge.
What about the Hulk?
What do you feel about Hulk?
I think the Hulk is cool. I love the butterfly joints. I love the fact that you can actually pose him getting his hands together to do the thunder clap. Considering we've seen Cinnamon do that at the strip club, the thunder clap. So
Cherry.
But the only thing I can say about the Hulk figure that maybe is a little off is that the elbows were single jointed. They weren't double jointed.
I mean, it was pretty much the same figure as the Legends Hulk that came out, minus the torso, upper torso.
Yeah,
which was the squishy boobies.
Yeah, which is fine, because then you can get more posability. Out of it, you get more articulation. So again, they call it the maximum line because again, it's the ultimate. It's going to be the best representation of that figure.
I think where they dropped the ball, because I don't know if you guys saw it. It was a really good interview. On Parallel Universe interviewed Ryan last Tuesday, and he called it out. He was like, "This should have been all new. That's the level you set with Spider-Man." And yes, technically, they never said it was going to be like that, but it is the precedent that was said. And he made this excuse like, if we would have made it all new, you wouldn't have gotten this and you wouldn't have gotten that because we had a budget and blah, 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 and all the corporate speak. And they're like, we have a budget for the whole year. My mind is going, well, guess what? When you release a retro wave and your 8-figure retro wave, release 6. Take the budget from another line, like another wave, and put everything you have into this.
Agreed. Agreed. And then this is what circles back to the characters that they put the characters they put out, like the Marvel the suit, the old super secret, the Secret War wave that just came out, right?
Yeah.
So you got the black suit Spider-Man, you got the Wolverine, you got the Captain America, you got the Iron Man, you got Titania, and then the other guy, the Beyonder. I don't know who Titania and the Beyonder are. Yeah, they're characters that people don't know, but you could have done without those characters at that point. And if you were going to take that money, like you said, and thrown that into doing new molds and everything, totally agree with you 100%.
And then charge $80, whatever. Like,
but wouldn't that be like the obscure characters, like that people don't know? Yeah.
Well, like I said, but and even listen again. Okay, so take out so we just got the.
I would take out like Wolverine. I would take him out.
Well,
because
I wouldn't even take out Wolverine. I would actually take out the black suit Spider-Man, because think about it. You got the black suit Spider-Man with the cartoon retro wave. What do we need another black suit Spider-Man for?
Well, what they've done is they've done a McFarlane here where you have the different bodies for Spider-Man, and they've given you every color on every body.
Right.
So like how they do Batman, for every Batman mold that McFarlane's put out, you get them in blue and gray, black and yellow, black and gray, and maybe some other color. So and they do that for every body that Batman comes on, basically. So they did the same thing with Spider-Man, because the new one's on the small body, the little one.
Yeah.
So you get blue and red, dark blue and red, black.
Right.
And it's like, sure, but like, how about not do that and put the money somewhere else?
Well, and that might change, and you know what? And that might change, because I guess there's a lot of speculation going around right now of since McFarlane lost the DC stuff, if he's going to go over to Marvel now and start doing the Marvel, So that would and I like the DC multiverse figures that McFarlane puts out. They're great figures, and he bangs them out at like a unreal pace.
Yeah,
but
it's pretty insane.
Yeah, but but it'd definitely be interesting to see if he jumps into the Marvel, the Marvel stuff, because I know Hasbro said that they kind of like would rather like sell out the license to, or I guess rent out the license to someone else. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, man, I mean, again, I look at the Maximum series as it's the ultimate version of that character.
I agree.
It's the best representation. So yeah, I rather spend, because I have Mafex and I have, and I have Mezco and I have all those other figures too. But again, at $50 to me, I think it's a fair price point for the articulation, because again, playing with that thing in hand, it felt like I had a Mafex, a Mafex or a Fig Arts.
Okay, so I was going to ask you that question. Yeah. That was going to be my next question. Like, how does it feel comparative to like a Mafex figure?
Yeah, it's very, very comparable. The articulation was great. I mean, the one thing I actually really enjoyed more than anything was especially with the with how high the head, how the neck and the head, the head moved, because. Again, you get a character like Iron Man, you get a character like Spider-Man. Everybody likes to pose them in the superhero landing pose and having their neck, tilted up as far as it can go. And that neck on that Spider-Man got way up there. So, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. No, so I heard that you have to twist the neck because it's a separate piece. You have to twist it where the Adam's apples on the back.
Yeah, you could twist and do that, but even without doing that, you can still get pretty high up.
I heard you had to twist it to get it really high up. Yeah. That's cool. Okay. I mean, I'm not a big Legends collector anymore, honestly speaking. Like, if I buy Legends, it's at Ollie's, and it's really just a kit bash, or it's really just to get bodies, to be honest with you. For
Internals and Shang-Chi and Doctor Strange are everybody's Ollie's favorites.
Oh yeah, dude. What's that green chick? The green outfit chick from Eternals.
Yeah.
I have like 3 or 4 of her. I bought 3 or 4 of her, and I swap her heads out. And the Ghostbusters lady that comes with like the legs, the bare legs.
Yeah.
So I just pop off those legs and I put it on her, and then I cut the dress piece off. so it's like a little mini skirt. And then I have bimbos for my Gomez, Mesco Gomez. I'm using that body from Galaxy of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mantis.
Yeah, Mantis. So she's my bug chick. She's a side bitch, and I just have different, like, I just did different female characters just for side bitches.
Oh, that's cool, man.
It works.
Listen, and going back to your question about like making the jump from Funko to action figures, that was like one of the main things that you can do so much more with action figures than you can do with a pop.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've tried it and I've failed at it epically. So I don't like. I've actually when CM Punk was wrestling in AEW, I tried making his all out outfit when he was wearing the white pants.
Okay.
So I bought a whole bunch of the Supreme CM Punks, and I tried painting and there's a guy on Instagram that I found that makes the water decals to put to stick on the pants. Yeah, what an epic fail on my part. That figure I actually made a video of me doing this from start to finish, and that video will never ever see the light of day.
You should still do it though, just because, like, I mean, again, I suck at painting, right? I have like literally the nice paint stuff. I bought all of it. I have like the nice brushes. And I'm lazy as shit. Like, because I have two young kids, 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. If they get into my room and there's paint around, they're gonna fuck with it. And no, because I have toys everywhere.
Listen, I've got kids too, and trust me, they've came into the room and they played fuck around and find out, and they found out real fast.
Well, my older son, my 8-year-old, he's known, like, in the sense of he's well, like, understood that he doesn't touch.
Yeah.
And if he wants to touch, he says, "Hey, Papa, can I touch this, or can I grab this?" Or, you know, sometimes they fall over on the shelves. "Hey, can I send them back up?" But like, yeah, go for it. My younger one is a little different though. He's just like he'll start.
He's curious.
He'll grab it first,
well,
and
you
then
didn't say no yet.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. He's like, but sometimes like it's every day is different, right? Sometimes he'll be like, "Hey, can I play with that elephant or that bear or that tiger?" Like, yeah, go for it. But I keep all the expensive ones more higher off the ground versus lower to the ground.
So I actually came home. From work one day, and they were chasing each other around the house. Now, for context, my older son is 17 and my younger son is 11. They were chasing each other around the house, and they ran into the room and they bumped into my DTOF cases, and they knocked all the figures, just got knocked down off the thing. If you want that would have been a video to make of watching a dad lose his shit after his kids knocked down his collection. Like I said, they played fuck around and they found out.
Right? The glass
didn't break, but they knocked everything. They knocked everything. That's why, like, if you look behind me, like, you could see like some of the shelves are empty and stuff, because I just haven't gotten back to putting stuff, stuff in there. But my older son really has no interest in this stuff, but my younger son does. My younger son comes out on the hunt with me sometimes, and he's in the videos.
That's cool. I think I've seen that. I've seen that.
And a bunch of people while we were at Toylanta were like, "Oh, how come you didn't bring him with you?" And I'm like, again, being a dad, you can understand.
No.
You know what the rooms going to the room swaps are like. You know what it's like being up at late at night till all hours of the night. You can't have a kid with you being up until 2:00 in the morning, wandering around a hotel room, going from room to room, looking at what people are selling.
100%. My younger son wants to go to like a con.
Yeah.
Listen, when you're older, 100%, because I don't mind you staying in a hotel room by yourself.
Right.
But you're not at that age yet. You're only like 8 years old.
Yeah.
When you're like
do starter
13.
stuff, like you can bring him to like Inside Pitch or something. And
no, I took him to animes. That was in Raleigh. He loved it. He played video games most of the time. Then we walked around, looked at the anime crap. I mean, I didn't understand any of it, nor did he, because he's not really into anime. So
yeah,
it was just more like just to take him out to experience it. I would love to take him to like a Galaxy Con. That would be fun.
Be a good one, yeah. Like I've taken my son with me to smaller toy shows around the around the area, and he's enjoyed it. And and it's funny because like since he's in the videos with me, like he the kid has his own little ego, so it's like people walk up to him and be like, "Hey, can I get a picture with you?" And he's looking at me. I'm like, "Go ahead." I'm like, "This is your deal, man." I'm like, you want to be in the videos, this is what comes with it.
See, I don't let my son. He's been asking and requesting, and I was like, nope.
I agree with you because again, as a parent, you don't want to put your kid out there only for the assholes of YouTube to be like, oh, your kid's a dumbass or whatever, or you're a bad parent, you know what it is like in the comment section.
Yeah, 100%.
With the keyboard warriors, so it's
but before a live though, I don't mind, or like before any like live show, my younger one, my 5-year-old will run into the room and he'll sit in this chair, put on the headset, and just start talking. I think Brandon and we had Zakanin on one of our shows. They ended up having like a 10-minute conversation with my youngest son.
That's cool.
And it was just the funniest thing in the world. But I mean,
you should stay. You should host tonight.
Listen, because I always like to do something fun for like Christmas videos and stuff like that. So this past Christmas, I let my son have his own hunt video. That was my Christmas video. Okay. So you didn't see me, but I was the one following him around with the camera, and I let him do his own hunt and everything like that. And you know what? I was kind of worried about it, but it was actually very well received. So that kind of put my mind at ease. A little bit. So
he must have loved it too. Then.
Oh yeah. The kid loves watching himself on TV. The kid's such an egomaniac.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Like it's funny. Like he won't watch my hunt videos if I'm out by myself. But if he's in a video, if he's with me and he knows he's going to be in the video, the day I drop that video, he'll come right home and put that video on and start watching it. But don't support Dad, but support yourself. I get it. You know
how it works. Yeah. All right, so let me see. I skipped over this question, so I'm going to go back to it. Any comic influence? Comic reading, comic books, collecting?
I mean, not really. I mean, I have like a graded Captain America comic somewhere around here.
Okay. So just, but you weren't like an avid comic reader or anything?
I mean, I read comics when I was a kid, but like, just because like I picked it up and I was like, oh, the cover looks cool. Okay, let me read, let me read this. Let me see what this is about. I'm not a reader. I don't like to read. So it's like,
I respect that because I am not a reader at all. But I have a lot of comics, but it's funny. I find myself buying more Vampirella comics than anything else.
Probably. Oh, I know why.
Oh, I know why.
I know why.
All right. So we're the same in that way. So I was just curious. Now, this is another toy question. This is something similar to the fire question.
Sure.
Or like, what would you save? So what would you consider your top 5 figures in your collection?
Oh, that's easy. Okay. I would go 1 and 2 are definitely the signed Undertaker and the Chuck, the Chuck Norris, and hands down. Just because the fact that I got to meet people like I grew up watching and I idolized and stuff like that. Like that was huge. Let me see. I have another autograph figure I have that I would probably put in there is that I had at that same MegaCon with the Undertaker, I met Billy Zabka from Karate Kid, Johnny Lawrence.
Yeah.
So cool. I had him sign I have one of the Johnny Lawrence Diamond Select.
The Diamond Select figures.
Yeah, Diamond Select. Yeah. And and he signed it. He goes, "To Seth, Cobra Kai, never die." It's like again, and it was great, and it was great too because Ralph Macchio was next to him. When I was getting him to sign that, so I looked at Billy Zabka. I was like, "Hey man," I was like, "Check this out." He goes, "What?" I turned my head and I go, "Hey Macchio," I said, "The kick was illegal." Just to set away. He looked at me and he was like, "Whatever, man." I was like, "Johnny's the real Karate Kid."
Well, the TV series Cobra Kai made it almost seem that way.
Loved it. Great.
Yeah,
they did such a great job.
I need to catch up on that. I watched like season 1 and 2.
Oh, dude, you got it. It was they did fantastic with it. Number 4. Number 4 would probably have to be that big giant Lincoln Hawk from Over the Top.
Okay.
Over there, just because Over the Top is like one of my favorite Stallone movies I watched as a kid over and over and over again. So probably that, and then the last one is that I actually have in the case I have CM Punk's first AEW figure ever graded and encased. So nice. I would probably grab that
one.
So those would probably be my top 5 that I would snag.
Okay. And it's funny that we actually already answered one of the other questions, which was what figures would you like to see get made that haven't been created yet?
Dude, don't eat. Yeah, that's there's a long laundry list of stuff that I would love to see get made.
Yeah,
for a lot of that stuff, it's not everything, but if you frequent 5K toys, you'll be surprised some of the third-party stuff they put out.
I love the third-party stuff.
I mean, you'll get some wacky characters that they just.
I've seen some pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff from them, and I'm actually digging the right now the Joy Toy TMMT line.
They
started doing. I have all 4 turtles. I did a review on them. I mean, listen, nice. for the scale and everything, like they're like really like small, but they are very, very well articulated for something of that scale, and the slew of accessories that came with each one was well worth the price.
And they're already getting kind of deep with, they're probably like 10 figures now, maybe more.
Because they've got the Shredder, they've got Foot Soldiers, I think they got Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah, Bebop and Rocksteady's out too.
Yeah. So they've got stuff coming out. So I'm interested to see where the rest of that line goes. I
have the Joy Toy Frontline Chaos figures. And those are good. I enjoyed those figures. It's like it's a soft goods, right? They have like well articulated soft good figures.
1 second.
I guess the next question I have is your toy room setup. So this is your toy room setup right here.
Yeah. So this is part of it from like what you can see on camera. Like off camera over there, I've got a bookcase that has kind of like what you got in the background with that. I have a bookcase, and on the bookcase is basically every single Ultimate Edition figure. So I have every single Ultimate Edition figure that's come out. I've got everyone. I'm up to date. I shouldn't say I'm up to date. I need the newest wave that's hitting the stores, which is the Rock, the Final Boss, Damian Priest, and the Great Muta, and I think there's Drew McIntyre. And there's another Jay Uso that came out. So I need to get caught up on those. But for the most part, like I'm current on all of them. So
I own a lot of those figures as well. So I mean I'm a big wrestling fan. I mean, again, since I got in, I have the Stone Cold Steve Austin belt right here, and I have the WWF Winged Eagle belt right next to me.
So obviously, I got to ask the $64,000 question. How did you feel about Cena turning heel?
I loved it. I was waiting for him.
Okay, so I like it, but I think they waited too long to do it.
I mean, I with his final run, I feel like it's actually a pretty good idea because everyone thinks that like, hey, I'm retiring. All right, well, he's gonna be a babyface, and everyone's gonna have their boo-hoos and goodbyes. Yeah. He turned heel, which was amazing.
But I'm excited for it because again, it leads to something that I think is gonna be huge, and if they don't do this, then it's gonna be very disappointing, because this is Cena's last run, and Punk is now back. What they need to do is have Punk fight Cena at Money in the Bank, and do the whole thing again. Except this time you have Cena win, and Cena jump the barricade and walk out with the belt and blow Punk a kiss, just kind of like what Punk did back in 2011. So I think that would, to me, that Punk versus Cena at Money in the Bank needs to happen. Now, whether who they want to have win,
but Cody's the champion right now,
right?
I guess at WrestleMania,
I listen. Cena's going to win. Cena's going to win.
You think so?
Because they want him to break Flair's record. They want him to break Flair's
record. Is it weird to win and then just like retire and then just hand the belt over?
Oh, he's not going to.
No, they're gonna have another match.
Yeah,
he's gonna have another.
He's going to.
They'll make him lose before retiring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if the person that they should make him lose to is Randy Orton, because of the history between between him and Orton. Like, if anybody should take it off of him at that point, it should be Orton.
You think so? Isn't he still injured right now, though? At least
no,
he's
Orton's
back.
wrestling.
Is he back?
Yeah, he's fighting Kevin. He's fighting Kevin Owens at Mania.
Yeah, he came back during the what was that, Elimination Chamber?
Yeah, he came back there in the chamber. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I really want CM Punk to switch back to his kill switch engaged entrance.
Yeah, this fire burn. Yeah,
it's just more energy for me.
I don't know, man. I'm a cult of personality guy. That's.
I mean, it's fine. It's cool. It's very nostalgic for his stuff, but I'm just a big fan of the his other.
Oh, I listen. I am too. But yeah, cult of personality is just kind of like grown on me over the years. So it's like
pops too, though, right?
Yeah.
That's song pops. Yeah.
Well, again, it's to get it gets the crowd into it. Like like the big thing now is that if you notice, like the crowds are always singing the songs now when they come out.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So it's like it's got to be a catchy song that they want the crowd to sing along with. So.
Yeah.
That's I was also hoping that heel Cena would change it up. Like,
everybody did.
Yeah, he kept talking about like he had the new music and all this stuff and different gear. Like, it would have been cool.
But like when he came out and did that first promo, he's like, I could have came out to new music and all this stuff, but he's like, but you guys don't deserve it. So this is what
he should just come out to nothing, just no music.
Listen, I was hoping he would have came out to his old basic Thugonomics song.
Oh my god, I was so hoping we Thugonomics.
Yeah, go back to like the big jerseys and all that. Yeah,
I would have loved that so much. Just to kind of continue. So, what do you do outside of the toy world and YouTube world?
Honestly, I work. I do stuff with my family. Whenever we got time. Sleeping has become one of my favorite pastimes. So if I can catch up on sleep, that's fantastic because I'm always on the go. I'm always running a mile a minute.
Got you.
I mean, again, as a parent working a regular 9-to-5 job and, doing YouTube and all the extracurricular stuff, like anytime you get a chance to sneak in a nap or something like that, like it's a good day. It's a good day. So, but just spending time with friends and family and, just trying to make the most of life. It's like, life is so short these days and people are always just so focused on all the negative things happening. Like start focusing on the positive things that are going right. You woke up this morning, right? That's a good start. You open up the front door, the sky is blue, the sun's out, the birds are chirping. Another positive thing. Just go enjoy life. People need to stop fucking focusing on the negative things and just get out and enjoy things. And I think once people start grasping that concept, the world will definitely be a lot better of a place than what it is now.
I can see that.
Yeah,
100%.
I actually prefer the
dark and
overcast gray skies where it looks like it's gonna rain, but it doesn't.
Listen, man. Everybody's got their own cup of tea. I get it.
And then my wife is a big fan of thunderstorms. She likes to tell me that story every single damn time it thunderstorms. I was like, I know. We've been married for more than 10 years.
I go into the mindset. I go into the mindset where I wake up in the morning. If I wake up in the morning, I know it's a good morning. You know why? Because everyone's fucked. That's just how I look at it. So.
Okay, I get that. Okay. Let's switch over to YouTube now. So, you've obviously have a name. You made a name for yourself on YouTube. So, what made you decide to get into YouTube? So you kind of gave us a little background with the Funko Pops.
Yes. So my buddy George had his own YouTube channel that he started. It was MCE, and me and him work together. Other than YouTube, we work together at our regular 9-to-5, and he was doing like statue reviews and all kinds of like the higher end stuff. And he was like, me and him were talking, and he was like, oh well, why don't you come on and try doing this Funko stuff and see what happens. Mm-hmm. So, I wound up doing it, and I liked it, and then we just kind of stuck with it, and we did it for from 2017 up until what are we in now? 2020. I would probably say 2023.
Oh wow! So you did
And
it
we
for
had-
that long?
Oh yeah, and yeah. Oh well, no. I was just me and him together on that.
Gotcha. Okay.
I did Funko from about 2017 up until about 2019, and then I stopped, and then that's when I switched gears and went over to the figures and the toy hunts and the hot toys and all the other stuff, and then eventually I got burnt out, man. I was putting out like 6-7 videos a week. I mean, like I was going fucking hardcore between putting out pre-recorded stuff and doing live streams, and I mean, I was going hard. So like I took a break, and during that break, we both decided that it was, we both outgrew everything, and it was time to kind of just go our own way and do our own thing. And and I just kind of took 2 months off, and and I met up with everybody at Toylanta like we do every year, because that's kind of like our annual get together. And they were like, "Oh, bring your camera with you, start filming again, see how it feels." And I'm like, and I was having fun, just kind of like I was just having fun at the time going to shows and not worrying about the stress of filming and all that stuff. Like I was going around, I was able to look around, I wasn't missing things, or things weren't getting overlooked. So like I was enjoying myself, but everybody was like, "Oh, just come back and film and see how it feels." So I came back, I started filming, I started my own channel, and been building it back up again. Because when I left
in 23,
because when I left the other channel, we were almost at 50,000 subs on that on that channel. So we built a really good following on that channel, and and then. Yeah, and then I was like, you know what? I want to do my own thing. He wanted to do his own thing, and and that was it. And I came back, started filming. Now I'm doing the toy hunts, and the good thing is like now I'm kind of at my own. I'm in control of my own destiny now. That's the best way I can put it. I put out content when I feel like putting out content.
Yeah.
Try not to stress and worry about all that stuff. When I feel like putting something out, I put something out. And I feel like putting something out, I usually put out 2 videos a week. I drop a video on Tuesday, and I drop a video on Thursday. Sometimes if people are lucky enough, I'm in the mood, I'll give them a third video if I've got time. But that schedule works for me. That's what works for me. That's what keeps people happy. That's what, gets the views and everything like that. And again, I didn't get, and it was funny, like I didn't get into YouTube to become famous or to become popular or everything. I like sharing my opinion. I like sharing my thoughts. It's a great platform of being able to connect with people like you would never have the opportunity. Like people, like I would have never have met you if I wasn't doing YouTube. I would have never met Brandon. I would have never met you guys if I didn't do YouTube. In what world we would have crossed paths? Who knows, right? So again, it's a way. It's also a way of connecting with people that you would never have the opportunity to connect with, and I think people lose sight of that when they hit a certain point on YouTube. Now, I've always said this, and I will continue to say this. I don't care if you have 5 followers. I don't care if you have 1 million followers. I'm going to treat you the way I want to be treated, and it's the same way. I look at everybody as I'm not above anybody. I'm not below everybody. We're all on the same level. We're all peers.
It's just respect. So that's really what it is. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, honestly, and it is what it is, but everybody basically has the same goal, right? Everybody's trying to build their following. They're trying to build the brand. People that say that they're not, well, you know what? You're full of fucking shit.
They're straight up lying to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
So, I mean, let's call it what it is. You're full of shit.
Yeah.
Okay? So, but again, I yes, that is part of YouTube. But for me, the main thing is being able to connect with like-minded people, being able to connect with people like I would never. Like, I'm in Florida, you're somewhere else, Brandon's somewhere else. Like, again, our paths would never cross.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the whole thing. So like, so like now, like, if I run into you at a toy show, hey man, what's going on? Great to see you. We could sit down, we could shoot the shit for a couple minutes, have a beer or a drink or two or whatever. whatever, and that's cool, and that's what I like. That's what I enjoy. I don't really do go to the cons and everything to buy shit. Yeah, I buy shit, and it's a secondary thing.
It's more to meet people and like talk to people.
Yeah, that's the point of it. And again, anybody that that tells you, otherwise, they're full of shit. Like, oh, I just go to buy toys and film for fucking content. Listen, man, it's a way of connecting with people. That's the whole purpose of YouTube. If you're looking to go YouTube and make a career out of it, and good fucking luck.
Well, even if you don't do YouTube, I mean, most collectors, it does start off your solo, right? Like you are going to shows, you're trying to fill in the collection. It's literally just about the toys. But whether you like it or not, or you're hyper social, anti-social, whatever, you're gonna meet people, and finding a clique and a crew, and then it grows, and then you meet other people. It adds to the experience because you get to share the hobby with like-minded people, and you don't have to agree on everything, but 100%. Having people to do it with and not be like alone in the hobby just amplifies it 1,000%, and it's really cool. I have more toy friends than regular friends that don't collect now. It's crazy. Like I only talk mostly to people that collect.
It's funny that you're mentioning that, because like I could probably count the number of friends I have who don't collect toys in one hand versus and the friends who do collect. It's this absurd amount, and it's just
collecting has connected me with one of my best friends, Diamond Dave, who's in my videos and has his own. Me and him went to middle school and high school together, and then after high school we lost touch, and then next thing I know, I'm at a Target one day waiting in line to get in so I can get a Funko Pop, and he's there, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm here to get a Pop too, and I'm like, fucking shit. So next thing I do, me and him are hanging out all the time again. He's back in my life. I mean, who would have thought?
Because collectors, we get it. Like we've all been through the same shit. Like it's just easy to befriend collectors because you already know what's up. Like
like you're one of us. That's what literally what I tell people. Like,
one of us.
Exactly.
One of us.
Exactly, you're one of us. We get it. Now, I've made a lot of good friends, and even with this whole channel thing, one of the biggest things that came out of this is that like we've made a crew, and it's amazing. We have a Tuesday night crew, and the Fight Club crew, and I love that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like I said, Toylanta is our annual get together where myself, Diamond Dave, Big Dub, Ken Poole, Bite Size Geek, JB's Toy Trunk, Justin, Jordan Gasly, we all get together and we all hang out, and it's not even about just going to the con. It's just that is our annual get together where we all get together, we all hang out, we get to see each other. Not that we don't talk to each other every day. We have one giant group chat on Instagram, and we're always fucking messaging each other stupid shit every day. But all of us be in one place at the same time
together, like physically together.
That's the ultimate. And I always say this every year at the end of Toylanta when we all have to leave, that we shouldn't be doing this just once a year. We should be doing this way more often. And it doesn't have to be a toy show. We all just go somewhere for a weekend and just hang out and not worrying about filming or anything. It's like just to hang out and just chill.
Just hang out, chill, get drinks, food.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we do that here. We have barbecues, and we do we go to movies. We meet up for lunches and dinners, and it's pretty fun.
So we have a toy crew here that doesn't just meet about toys all the time. It's about
we always bring toys.
We always bring toys. But that's true, I guess. But it's also like what we experience, right? We go to movies, we'll go watch superhero movies or just random movies. We'll go out for food. Just last weekend. We were at I went to Korean barbecue with Ish, right? So I went out with Ish, Korean barbecue, and Tristan, Brandon. So us three met up there, and there was a new spot that just opened up like 15 minutes away. Hey, let's go check it out. It'll be fun.
It took me a minute or so to recognize Ish at the con, because I was like, dude, what are you doing?
That was his biggest regret. He's like, damn it, I shouldn't have shaved my goatee off.
I was like, what are you doing, man?
When he showed up in my driveway, I was like, who the fuck is that?
Right?
I was like, I didn't order any Chinese food. Go.
Yeah. Wow.
No, it was funny. Yeah. Now, I guess let's kind of deep dive into your process of reviews or of your videos.
Yeah.
So I guess, what do you do? Like preparing for a review or one of your videos? How do you prepare?
I don't prepare. Everything is fly by the seat of your pants, man. There's no script. There's no nothing. I just if I'm feeling it, I say it, and that's and that's it. I go out on Saturdays, and that's basically when I film my hunt videos for Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'll hit up a whole bunch of Targets and Walmarts and some of the specialty stores around my area. So basically Saturday I'm all day filming, and then Sunday I'll get up and I'll edit my videos, upload everything, do my
on Sunday.
Okay. Oh yeah, well, so everything's ready to go for the week. That way during the week I can.
So you're not touching it during the week, and weekends.
Yeah, that way during the week I've got time to spend with my family. I got stuff to do with work. And then Tuesday, like I said, Tuesdays, like I've been doing lately, a live stream on Big Dub's channel where we've been getting into unboxing, doing card breaks and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, and then every once in a while, if I'm feeling it, like I've got a whole bunch of stuff sitting here that like I actually want to review. I just don't have the fucking energy to do it because I'm so I'm fucking dead tired. So it's like I've got stuff to get to, and I will get to it. And like another thing I learned is that I don't have to be the first one up on YouTube with the figure to review, because I know that the people that are going to watch are people that are going to want to hear my opinion, that care about what I have to say and my thought. So to me, to get a review, it's not a race. When I get it up, I get it up. That's just how it is. I'm not trying to be one of those, like I got the figure before anyone else. Let me run home from the store and bang out a review real fast.
You'll have that video out that night.
I used to do that shit, and I said, fuck it. I ain't doing that shit no more. I ain't fighting trying to fucking, kill myself trying to film a review and get it uploaded and everything like that and rush it. I rather take my time filming it, make sure I'm saying the right things, make sure I'm pointing out the things that I want to point out. I don't want to be like, oh, here's the figure, articulation, boom, done.
It's funny. I have a really hard time listening to myself. Like it's almost like I don't want to. Like I was like, I sound like this. This is what they hear.
I agree. I agree with you 100% when it comes to the reviews. Yeah. When I'm out at the cons and I'm filming toy hunts, that's totally different. But reviews, I'm not very good at articulating when it comes to what's going on in my head is matching what's coming out of my mouth. So it's like if you go and watch one of my reviews, I will say the word cool or awesome like 30,000 times. Yeah. I don't know any other words to articulate what I'm expressing. So that's why I don't really do the reviews that much, and that's why I agree with you 100%. Like I don't like to fucking hear myself when I'm doing a review.
Yeah, I just don't like the sound of my voice. I think that's what it is. Yeah. But I've tried reviews and I was not good at it. I tried it. I mean, again, like I don't have a lot of experience with doing reviews either. Like I think it's also because I was trying to force myself into doing it how I see other YouTubers do it. And
again, but here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with that. And listen, I'm not the first person in the world to invent toy hunting.
Yeah.
But what I do is that I go out there and I make it my own. So I do it in a way that nobody can duplicate what I'm doing and how I make my videos. Yeah. But when it comes to the reviews, you can watch how other people are doing it, but if you can find a way to make it your own, have at it.
Well,
power to you.
That's what I was kind of saying. Like, I feel like I was using words and just everything that I was trying to do was how I've seen so many other people do it, and I was like, it's really not me though. Like, I don't like talking about a figure for 25 minutes. Right. I mean, I do sometimes, but I like playing with a figure, right?
Yeah, we typically we'll do like little micro reviews when we're showing off figures and stuff. Yeah. Like for pickups, we'll be like, notice how it does this, and it compared to this and whatever. But it's nothing in depth and like you know, double jointed elbows, and it has knees. Like every figure has that. Yeah. You know, but
you know, and some of these guys hunts, though. Yeah, and some of these guys too, they know who the artist is that paints the figure. I don't know who the fuck that is, nor do I give a shit. Yeah. You know, I don't care that the Shlomo Shlomali or whatever fucking name is, painted the shredder. Okay, what purpose does that serve with the with the talking about the figure? Like, okay, this guy had his stamp on it. What the fucking do? People don't give a shit about the paint. I mean, about who painted it. People want to see if the paint on the figure is uniform, it's clean, there's no dings or marks or anything. People don't give a shit about who fucking painted it. Oh, big deal. Your name dropping. Whoop the fucking do. Big deal. It's like,
that box is going in the garbage, and that's the end of that.
Exactly.
The hunt videos is nice because like I love just the adventure, and then like what's also cool is it helps me see what's out in the regions.
Exactly.
So like right now you're saying Holothon is you found that, and we're on East Coast. We're both on the East Coast. This weekend I'm hitting targets hard because I need to find the Holothon stuff.
And that's the thing. Like you're and I don't pre-order anything. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of pre-ordering. I'm not a big fan of ordering online.
Me neither.
I like to find it in the store, and there's a reason why I like to find it in the store, because when I'm filming, I get excited, and when I get excited, it brings out my personality when I'm filming that I found this. Listen, there was a hunt video I did years ago where I went to 15 fucking Walmarts to try to find the worthy Captain America from Endgame.
Yeah.
I went to 15 different fucking Walmarts. You can only fathom my excitement when I went to the 15th Walmart and I finally found it. I filmed myself dancing in the aisle of Walmart, because that's how excited I was that I found it.
I mean, that's a high. You can't. I mean, people say like, I'm tired of hunting, I order online, but no one's gonna lie to themselves. Like when you find that figure you've been looking for on the shelf, you're excited. Like,
no better feeling. There's no better feeling.
Now I ain't hunting forever. Like I've been looking for Bert and Ernie for a hot minute, and they only put out one set per store here, and they're all gone. So I went on NECA and I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna order them.
And listen, and I don't debate that with you, because you know what? And here's the thing: like, yes, there are some times where I don't have a choice and I have to order it because it's an exclusive to a website. There's no store.
Yeah, you have to.
Prime example. Ultimate Edition CM Punk. It was only exclusive to Ringside. So I didn't have a choice. I had to order it from Ringside. It's not like I can go out on the hunt for it. So again, there are those rare instances where I don't have a choice, and I have to order it. But for the most part, if I can know that it's going to be in the store, you bet your ass I'm getting in my car and I'm driving over God's green earth just to go to find the thing that I'm looking for.
I'm very different in that way. I hate hunting, and I agree that finding the figure in the store and that feeling you get, like, oh fuck yeah, I got it. It's a great feeling, but honestly, like, we have way too many damn collectors in this area.
Yeah, it doesn't come around as much as it used to.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And where I am, unfortunately, in South Florida, it's not so much collectors as it is more resellers. And that is a battle that I have been fighting for God knows how many years. Like, I know all the local players.
Yeah.
So when I see them, when I pull up to a store and I see them, I don't even bother going into that store. I'll drive down the road to another one, because I was like, you know what? I already know what's going on, and I'm not even gonna deal with it.
And see, I just gave up, because the thing is, I don't have the time to go to a store at 7:30 in the morning. Like, I'm getting out of bed and getting my kids ready for school and all that. So I was like, no, I'm not doing it. And plus, I'd rather
it
just
depends
have
on your
it show-
situation too. Like,
Yeah, I
your
agree with that.
availability.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be able to compete if you want to hunt like that. Like, I used to do Uber full time, and in between rides, I would turn off my app and I would hit like 15 targets in like a day.
Perfect. Listen, I'm so honestly, all of us as figure collectors should be extremely grateful right now about the fucking Pokemon boom. And everyone,
oh my God, I'm so glad I don't do that.
And
right
everyone
now.
going ape shit for Pokemon. You know what? Let them go fucking ape shit for fucking Pokemon. You know why?
There's another Pokemon
They
boom.
ain't touching
Well,
the
yeah.
fucking figures.
Is another
It's the-
one happening?
It's the Prism set.
all
That
the
thing
time,
is like
all the time.
crack right now. Like,
Is that like a card, like the cards?
yeah, the new cards.
So
'cause-
the reason I'm asking is my son just because I keep like trading card, like I have a random wrestling trading cards, but I bought like
Yeah.
combined like those sheets, right?
Yeah.
With, like the
Yeah.
9 cards. And my son recently came up to me and was like, "Hey, I got some Pokemon cards. Can I have some of those sheets?" And I was like, "Yeah, here." I was like, where'd you get the Pokemon? He's like, "From a friend at school." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you getting into Pokemon?" He's like, "Maybe." And I was like, "What the fuck is this? Like, what?"
You know, so again, when we were driving up to Atlanta,
Uh-huh.
and even coming back from South Carolina into Atlanta, we stopped at a bunch of Targets along the drive, and I'm telling you, these fucking Pokemon people, they're fucking sick in the fucking head.
Yeah.
It's a fucking disease. It really is. We walked into the store,
Mhm.
and there were literally people just standing by the card aisle because they knew the lady or the guy was coming to restock the shelves. They basically were just fucking camping there waiting for this person to come. It's a fucking disease.
That sounds like G.I. Joe fans.
And Hot Wheels too. And if you
Yeah.
notice, Hot Wheels too, man.
Yeah,
I
I've,
always see him digging in the like the $1
Yeah.
car bins and stuff. Yeah.
It's sick,
I
man.
met
It's
a Hot Wheels
disease.
guy in Virginia. That was interesting.
Listen, the best thing that ever happened to us, I think it was like 2 years ago when we were at Toylanta when they were having it at Peachtree Corners, was where they had it before this new one. There was a Target literally right around the corner from the hotel, and you could walk over from the hotel to it. So we did, and we were there one morning. It was me, Dave, Kent Poole, I think JB was with us. I forgot who else. And there was some old guy just digging through the Hot Wheels, and then he comes up to us and he goes, "Hey fellas," like Herbert from Family Guy. Hey there, fellas. Y'all like the Hot Wheels? I got some Hot Wheels if you're interested. And we're like, "Nah, dude, we're not Hot Wheels guys." So whenever me and Kent see each other, we're like, "Hey there, young fella, you got any Hot Wheels?" You know, so it's like turned into like an inside joke. But it's, you know,
That's
again,
funny.
like, you know, there's a guy literally in the aisle looking at Hot Wheels, asking me if I'm looking for Hot Wheels, so you could flip it, you could buy it, and then flip it to me. Fuck you, ain't happening.
See, I like hunting. I like finding the figs, but
Yeah.
if I never have to wait in a line again to get something, I don't care. Like,
I've put stuff down so I could just walk out.
but I tell you what, that what's the word? Like the obsessive compulsion to get a figure, like if somebody posts like right now, like I mean, I already ordered it, but say like Bert and Ernie just saw it at Target, whatever.
I've done it.
I'm already in my car. I'm already in my car, and I'm like, how did this happen? I was supposed to like do shit. Like
There's because by me, I'm fortunate enough to where I have a Walmart that's open 24 hours. There have been
I
times
miss those.
They don't.
We used to
Yeah,
have
a lot
those.
of those don't exist anymore.
there have been times where I'm fortunate enough to where I've made I wouldn't say friends, but more like acquaintances with people. Like if I see something in the store, like I know someone's looking for, I'll shoot them a message and say, "Hey, I found it here," and people reciprocate.
Yeah.
I was fucking dead asleep at 11 o'clock at night, and a fucking buddy called me, and he goes, "Hey," he goes, "I know you're looking for this. The Walmart over here has it, and it's 24 hours." I get up. My wife would be like, "Where are you going? It's 11 o'clock at night." I'd be like, "Shut your mouth. I'm going to Walmart." You know,
Yeah.
so, you know, I'd get in the car, I'd go to Walmart, I'd buy it and come back home and go right back to fucking sleep. You know,
That's hilarious.
But I knew exactly where you were going. It is. It is.
I do it at lunch too. Early lunch break.
Like, I would just tell the guy, be like, "Hey, just buy it for me, and I'll pay."
Yeah, and like Pokemon, people could say the same thing about us in that sense.
Yeah,
that it's a disease, it's an addiction. But the thing is that we're a little bit more discreet about it than literally just camping out in the card section, sitting there waiting for it. You know,
the most I do now is like, and I don't even do this that much anymore. I used to, but you go to the Target employee and you're like, "Hey, DPCI, you got this shit in the back." And they're like, "Yeah, let me go get it." But even then, if I don't see shit on the shelf, I'm kind of now Walmart's a little different. If I see that box and no one's around, I'll cut a box open.
I've done that.
I'll cut a box
open. I've done that. I did that. I went to a Walmart and I found the and no one found it yet. I actually found the Thor Love and Thunder wave before anybody even had it in hand.
Okay.
And it was sitting on the box on the cart. I grabbed it off the thing, ran down another aisle, cut open the box, and I was like, "Whoop de fucking do! There it is." Grabbed them all, bought them, and ran home. And
again, that's that discreetness, because I don't want to be caught and be like, "What are you doing?" Like, no, I'm about to buy these. Like I haven't even scanned them in yet.
Listen, full disclosure, I've been caught by a Walmart employee before doing that, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I look at them and I'm like, "I'm doing your job. It needs to be on the shelf so I can buy it."
Well, yeah, because I've seen the same pallet sitting at Walmart for 4 nights, and I'm like, "Are we doing this or not? Like, what's going on?" Like.
My favorite thing is actually getting, like, I try to treat everybody respectful and cordial and try to be kind and polite and everything. But there comes a point where I kind of just reach my breaking point.
Oh yeah.
So it's like there's certain targets that I go to that I know not to ask certain employees when I see them because they give me the bullshit runaround.
Yeah.
So I know who to look for. I know who to look for and be like, "Hey, here's, like you said, hey, here's the DCPI. Would you mind going and checking it for me?" And they'll go check and they'll come out of the back and either they'll have it or they don't, and which is fine.
Yeah.
I appreciate the fact that you went to the back, but to literally sit there, pull it up on your scanner, it says you have them in stock, and then be like, "Oh, well, I'm not going back there. I don't know where it is."
Yeah.
Oh, see, I've had them say that. "Oh, we don't have them." It's, well, your scanner says you have 2 in the back, and they're like, "Oh no, that's not right." I was like, "Oh, come on, bro."
Yeah. No, it's in the back, but we haven't unloaded the truck yet. Fuck off! You've unloaded the truck. Who are you kidding?
Or some of them are like weird sticklers. Like, it's not even about like a street date. They're like, "Well, this is part of the reset, and we don't want to break up the pallet yet, so we're gonna leave it." And I'm like, "Well, I'm here now."
So let me
come on.
So this is how I know you guys are true toy hunters.
Yeah.
Have you ever bought a thing that was street dated, walked up to the self checkout, scanned it with something else?
Fuck yeah.
Because I have not. No.
I have, because I mean, here's the thing. I didn't open it from a box. I didn't take it from anywhere. It was on the shelf. Yep. And I'm like, don't wave the carrot in front of my face if I can't have it, and tell me come back when the next guy behind me is going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'll scan a fig twice because I'll buy the other fig and I'll walk out with it, whatever, I'm just tired of the, like,
it's not theft. We're paying for it. It's just, it might screw up your inventory, but
there's where your 2 is.
For putting it out where it doesn't, when it's not supposed to be out. So.
There's when Abby goes in, "You have 2," and I'm like, "Well, I bought those. I double scanned them."
You're that guy, huh?
Yeah.
I am that guy.
But it's part of the game, and what are you going to do? Go without and then you never see it again? Like, no.
You know how many times I've done that in the past where I've walked into the store, I've grabbed it, I've walked up to the counter, and it's street dated, and then and then they're like, "Oh, we'll have it, it'll be out tomorrow when it's supposed to be there," and then I come back and then it's gone.
Oh yeah,
some other guy did the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So no. So yeah, fuck it. I'll do that if I have to. I don't give a shit.
All's fair in loving toys.
I agree.
That just happened.
Yeah.
Now, so as a content creator, what challenges have you faced?
getting out of, I mean, in the best way I can say this is basically getting out of my own head.
Yeah.
You know, I think we all want to be perceived in a certain way. We all want to be received in a certain way. You know, we all want to put out the best possible content we can, and I know for a fact that I'm my own toughest critic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are times where I've gone out and I filmed and I come and I sit down and I'm watching this and I'm like, I ain't putting this shit out. This is fucking garbage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I wouldn't watch this shit. You know, so you know, I'm my own toughest critic.
And I completely get where you're coming from too. Because go ahead.
I feel that, you know, and again, going back to what I was saying before about, you know, treating everybody like their peers and things like that. You know, there's so much fucking bullshit drama that goes on between YouTubers and other people.
I've noticed.
Yeah, it's amazing how people fucking act like they're better than everybody else and
yeah.
And shit like that. And again, like that shit just kind of gets to me. It's like, what purpose does that serve? And again, that goes back to what I was saying. Like, the way I am on camera is the way I am off camera. Where I've met people where they were one way on camera and they were fucking totally different in person. And I was like, whoa! I was like, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, so this guy's basically fucking fake as shit. You know, and you will come across. And again, there's always drama because there are people out there that are ultra competitive and you know, like, oh well, I got more followers than him, so I'm on a different platform. I'm on a different pedestal than he is. And again, I treat everybody like we're all equals, like we all have the same following, and I'm not better than the next person. That's just how I am. You know, you have to stay humble.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, the thing is, but it's also not about, you're not competing with anyone. This is about you.
But there are people who feel that way, though.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, he's got a bigger subscriber count. I got to play catch up. Well, that means I've got to put out more content, maybe make my content more edgier than the next guy. I mean, you know, then there are people out there who solely do shit with the purpose of fucking clickbait. You know, when they always clickbait their shit, and it's like, what purpose does that serve? Giving people false hopes. What? Because you want them to click on your video and watch your fucking boring ass video that had nothing to do with your clickbait shit. I mean, it's just again, everybody. Listen, everybody has their own shtick. Everybody has their own gimmick. I try to be straight as an arrow as possible. Again, what you see is what you get. The drama, the drama with all the behind the scenes shit and all that stuff. Like, again, at the end of the day, it's fucking action figures. Like, we're all fucking adults. Like, seriously, like, grow the fuck up.
But you know, trust me, like, Brandon and I have been having a lot of discussions about toy drama. We've done some shows. If you go back and watch just in the last 2 weeks, we've had some shows about toy drama. Faces and Heels was a big one. While we were at Toylanta weekend, that was just last Friday, we did a pre-record that was called Faces and Heels, and it was all about YouTube toy drama.
Yeah.
And the passive aggressive jabs and all this other stuff. And it's just like, what is the point? But it's also like, you know, we're adults who collect toys, but you know, we are adults who collect toys, and sometimes the kids in us don't leave.
But you know what the funny thing is? All these YouTubers that fucking go online and they fucking talk shit about other YouTubers and shit like that. I guarantee you. Now, again, I don't know if anybody how people feel about me other than the people I've spoken to. I mean, I hope I have a pretty good reputation for being a good guy, and nobody said shit about me. But if people are saying shit about me, I guarantee you, if they saw me, they ain't got the fucking sack on them to come up and say that shit to my face.
Well, again, it's
I would love somebody to come up and fucking say something to me. Like, I'm begging you, please. because you ain't got the fucking sack to say it to my face.
Okay.
You know. So, you know, and again, and that's just the character thing, you know, that's People want to, people want to talk shit behind people's backs, but I'm the type of person, listen, if you got something to fucking say it to me. Let's work it. Let's talk like adults. Let's work. Don't go behind people's backs and fucking say shit. Fucking come to me and talk to me like a fucking man.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%. Now, do people leave negative comments and things and criticism on your videos?
All the fucking time. And you know what? I love it. I live for it when people leave the fucking hate comments. I fucking live for it. Especially the ones where I get, I can't believe this 40-year-old man is running around buying toys and taking them out of the hands of children. Instant response, sir, you are watching a video about a 40-year-old man running around. Like, what does that fucking say about you? You fucking
that's a
dumbass.
that's a good problem though, because that means your algorithm is reaching far. It's not.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
That's actually really funny.
I love those, dude. I've had people tell me that they wish I fucking dropped dead. Like,
Jesus.
Oh yeah, man. Because again, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. People, I've had people. I think the one response, the one comment that I get more than lately is, and I'm sure you guys have done this too. You ever take a figure off the shelf and not put it back and just put it down and just walk away?
Oh yeah, all the time.
I get people commenting on my videos. Oh, look at this fat lazy fuck who's too tired to put the figure back where he's got it from. So I reply back. I said, "Oh, you must be a fucking stock clerk, fucking jerking yourself in your mother's basement." Like,
I mean, all the time, dude. There'll be figures I'll hold in my hand. Like, I kind of want to buy this, and I'll keep walking around. And like, no, I don't want this, and I'll just put it down.
But isn't it sad that their only takeaway from the whole fucking video is that I didn't put a figure back where I fucking got it from? Like seriously, like that's your takeaway from the whole fucking video. Like, give me a break.
Do I 100% agree?
Oh, I love that. I love the hate comments, dude. Like, honestly, like I've been doing this for years, and I think I'm at a good point now where I've screenshot almost every single hate comment I've ever had, and I think I'm going to put out a video about going over the top 10 comments, like the top 10 hateful comments, like like I've been.
That sounds fun. That actually sounds like a fun video.
It is fun, and and it's a nice little way to fucking poke jab at these idiots. That they're keyboard warriors. Again, they can type this shit out on their fucking keyboards all they want, but if they fucking saw me in public, none of them would have the fucking sack on them to come up to my face and say something. So,
yeah, I could see that.
Now,
the last question that was on my list is, what advice would you give someone who's aspiring to create their own YouTube journey like you have?
Don't get discouraged. Don't give up. The view, consistency is key. And because I didn't have anybody there for me when I first started, so I always tell this to other YouTubers when people come up to me and they talk to me. If you guys have any questions, you guys need any help with anything, please reach out to me. I will be more than glad to share my knowledge, my knowledge with anybody to help them. Because when you guys succeed, I succeed. Because that makes me feel good that I was able to help somebody.
No, that's a great way to look at it. It's like a mentor,
Consistency is one of the things I've learned. Pick a day and make sure you drop a video on that day at a specific time, all the time, to build consistency. That's how you build your following. Because then people will be like, okay, Tuesday at 11 a.m. every Tuesday, he's going to drop a video. So I need to make sure I'm there for when that video drops.
So that's like a pre-recorded video, like you just upload.
Yeah, the hunt videos. Like I've always done this every Tuesday at 11 a.m. and every Thursday at 11 a.m. I drop a hunt video. So people know on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. they can expect a video from me. And that's how you build your following, is through consistency.
Interesting.
And that's how you do it. And again, just being your genuine, honest version of yourself and not some fucking fake piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's because, again, real recognizes real.
No, 100%. I agree. That was the first.
And people gravitate towards that. That's the thing. People will respect you more for being your genuine self. And again,
it's hard to be someone else.
Don't get discouraged. Listen, Don't get discouraged. Oh, I put out, listen, I used to do videos and I thought, okay, this video is going to be a fucking instant slam dunk. And it's not. It's a hot garbage. It doesn't tank and it doesn't get any views. But I don't let it discourage me. I keep moving along. Okay, move on to the next one. What did I do in this one that I won't repeat in the next one? And let's just see. It's always going to be trial and error until you find the right formula that works for you and your followers.
So I mean, we honestly, we are a live channel. That's how we started.
Yeah.
This is the live channel, and I've started introducing videos, like pre-recorded and stuff. Like this is it's going to be a premiere, not like a pre-record upload.
Right.
I've started doing like from Toylanta. I recorded a lot of footage and interviews. I've been editing those and just uploading. I've been doing it at random times, just whenever I have the time. But you're saying to stick to a certain time and upload it.
Yeah, consistency is key. I
think it depends on your channel, because we're a live channel, if we squeeze in random videos, it's probably not as detrimental. But if you're just a regular channel,
right.
you need some kind of schedule. Like we have a schedule with our lives.
Right.
You have a schedule with your uploads.
And people know, okay, well, they're doing their lives on this day
Yeah.
at this time.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we're there. There's your consistency.
Yeah. So we do 2 lives a week. So, I mean, we're very consistent in that one.
And is it always on the same days or is it on different days?
Same day, same times.
Same days. Except for this past Tuesday, where we actually did it 30 minutes earlier. Yeah.
Well, listen, it happens. People, especially when you're having guests on and schedules, and you want to accommodate everybody, and it's understandable. But it's still at the same day.
Yeah.
Which is the key. So people know these days they can expect you to be live. That's the key.
I'm very happy with the lives. Just the video editing is a pain in the ass for me.
Right.
So I do everything on my phone. Literally, I don't edit anything on my laptop.
Oh, I do everything on my computer. I can't do it on a phone.
I have to be on the go because I'm always I hate sitting in front of because I'm here. Yeah. This is my office. I work from home, so this is my normal setting. So I'm here for work for 9 hours a day, and then when I'm on the show nights, I'm here again. So I'm just man, my ass is hurting from sitting in front of me in front of the laptop the whole time.
I get it.
So normally when I do the editing on my phone, I'm laying down somewhere else in my house. I'm just all right, I could do this here.
Yeah.
And it's been great. I use Canva for all of the editing though.
What do you use?
Canva.
Oh, I use so when I first started editing, I had when I first started doing YouTube, I had a MacBook and I was doing iMovie, and then I switched over to PC, and then I started using Premiere. And then I switched over from Premiere. And this past year, I've been using CapCut.
CapCut. Okay, so I think I might even tried it already.
So CapCut. So someone like me, who just likes to do the basics, right? Mm-hmm. Simple transitions, drag and drop. Premiere was okay with that, but with CapCut, I can do stuff that because there's other add-ons to Premiere, you can do After Effects, and you can add graphics and all kinds of funky stuff. But with CapCut, you could do that too, but it's all drag and drop. So you just drag the timeline, and it's so simple to use, and it's cheaper too, because Premiere was costing me $20 a month, where CapCut only costs me $8 a month. And I feel like I get more value out of CapCut than I did Premiere. So
I mean, that makes sense. It's also good to know though, right? Because as we are I've been doing a lot more recordings and video uploads, and I have a list of stuff I want to I'm not going to call it a review because it's not really a review, but it'll just be a showcase, right? That's really what it is, like a spotlight. And I'll do a 5-minute video on a spotlight of a figure, and that's going to be my way of a review, I guess.
Well, and like I said, I've got the whole editing after all these years. I've got the whole editing process now, down to a science. So I can what I film on Saturday, I can literally bang out in about an hour.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
So I've got it down to a science. So it's not I'm sitting here and be like, oh, you know what this clip needs? Another transition. No. I usually have a general concept of how, because I know what I filmed, and I usually have a concept. Okay, so when I get to this point, this is something special where I want to add maybe a little something, because it deserves it. But for the most part, usually I'm pretty quick when it comes to the editing. I don't need to do any fancy stuff or add any silly things or whatever. Every once in a while I do because I feel like it deserves it. But for the most part, I just drag it in, chop it up, and let it go.
Oh, so, we at least I like to add a lot of silly things.
Yeah.
It's almost ridiculous with some of the advertisements I do for the show. I know Brandon hates it. I mean, even I hate like the whole self-promoting thing.
Listen, I love what you played in the beginning. I thought that was cool that you guys had your own theme songs and stuff like that. Like that's something that I would love to do. I would love to have my own theme song for my videos. Like right now, I use 5 seconds of Cult of Personality for my intro, because anything over 5 seconds, then YouTube demonetizes the videos. So I use I specifically stay within 5 seconds, but I would love to have my own song. Like that would be cool. Like, come fucking 2LA hunting with Seth, or some stupid shit. Like that would be awesome.
Get on the mic.
Like,
just get on the mic.
In my mind, that's how I know when you made it, when you have your own theme song. So,
is that well, AI is a wonderful thing. It can be, at least.
Yeah.
I think that's really all the questions I have, honestly, Seth. Again, I appreciate you being on.
Absolutely.
It was really fun. Yeah, and we'll definitely have you back, maybe on a live though.
Yeah, listen, you name the place, you name the time, I'm there.
Yeah, sounds good. Now, I guess where are we going to find you next?
The next.
Let me tell you this first. This is going to air on the 18th.
Oh, okay. The 18th. I'll probably be out of town. I'll probably be out of town for work. I'll probably be back in Texas. So okay. I'll be on the hunt. I'll be on the hunt in Texas probably. So.
Okay, Brandon.
Yes.
Sorry, I'll do it for you. So Brandon and I'll be back on the 19th from India. So tomorrow I'll be back from.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow I'll be back in the U.S. From India, and hopefully I'm still alive.
Yeah, you'll be back in time for WrestleMania. Yeah, man.
Wait, I thought WrestleMania was on the 5th.
19th and the 20th.
It's 19th. Oh, fuck.
Yep.
Yes. I really thought it was at the beginning of the month.
Nope, you'll be back. Nope, you'll be back for You'll be back for Mania, man.
Well, then I'm watching WrestleMania on Saturday.
There you go.
100%. I'm excited.
I'll be watching too.
Excited. Yeah. But yeah, I'll be back on the 19th, and we'll be live on the 22nd for open mic night. Well, I mean, you'll be doing it anyway, right? But that Friday, April 25th, will be our live back as well.
Cool.
And I don't know who's going to be on yet. I'll figure that out later. But yeah. And again, Seth, thank you very much, man.
Thank you. It was awesome.
Everyone, go check out Seth. It's all the information will be in the description of the video. He's a good guy to talk to when you see him at conventions or even at the store. Go say hi.
Yeah, I listen. I love it when people come up and say hi. I love it when people come up, say hi. People want to take pictures. I live for that shit. I think that's the coolest. That is the most sincere form of flattery to me, when people want to come up and talk to me. Like, to me, that again, that's my biggest takeaway from doing all this, is just interacting with everybody.
So Toylanta was like the first big con, or I guess the first big large con that happened ever since we started the channel. Like, it's only been 4 months. And people recognized me. They were like, "Oh, Abby, what's up?"
Cool? And
it was melting in my heart. I was like, they like me. They really like me.
No, because and listen, it's a way. It's a way of knowing that all the hard work and all the effort you put into this pays off. It's being reciprocated by people who are like, "Oh, I watch your video. I love what you guys are doing." That just shows that the work and the effort you guys put.
It was amazing. I literally called my wife and I was like, "Listen, someone recognized me and wanted to take a selfie."
Listen, that's the best thing. That's the best thing ever, because my wife never believed it for like the longest time, of people coming up to me and taking pictures with me and talking to me. Mm-hmm. We were actually TNA came down here. I think it was like a couple of years ago, and it was me, my wife, my 2 kids, and my friend Jan, and we were standing outside the arena waiting to get in, and some guy came up to me and he goes, "Oh man," he goes, "I love your hunt videos, dude." He's like, "Can I get a picture with you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So snapped the picture, and then he walked away, and my wife looked at me and she was like, "What the fuck was that?"
I told you.
That was like the first time she ever went. She's like, "What the fuck was that?" I was like, this is what I'm telling you. What happens all the time? You don't believe me. I wouldn't lie to you. I'm like, this is what happens all the time.
That's awesome. That's actually
That's cool.
No, it felt amazing. Like it was like a really good feeling. Honestly speaking, like with people coming out saying, "Hey, I know you have a great show. Love watching you guys," and it was just like, man, like just my heart was melting. It was great.
It just makes you feel appreciated, and that's great.
Yeah, 100%. Well, Seth, thank you very much for being on. We'll definitely have you back on a live.
Please, anytime.
Yeah, and Brandon, I'll see you when I see you.
Yep,
sounds good.
In the
Chat,
future.
Thank you very much, guys.
Chat, we see you.
Well, yeah, we see you. Hopefully, I mean, it'll be like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. when this actually goes live, I think. But I'll watch the replay for sure. But the replay squad chat, thank you guys. It's it's all of you guys who've helped us. So
subs, members, everybody.
100%.
Yeah, don't subscribe to me. Subscribe to them. They're the guys who deserve it.
Hey, no, subscribe to him too. He's great. Seth is awesome.
I don't need any more subscribers. I got enough.
Well, we'll subscribe to him anyway. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you very much again, Seth, Brandon, chat. Peace out, guys. Later.
As we wrap up tonight's fun, the figures in talk, so we've just begun. Join us next time for thrills anew. In the world of Figure Fight Club, it's all for you. Make sure to subscribe and smash that like button. See you next week on Figure Fight Club. Stay strutting. This isn't goodbye, it's just to see you later. In the meantime, go check out another creator. So keep your figures on display until we gather here someday. Remember the tales and the laughs we shared. Here at Figure Fight Club, you're treasured and cared.